is sitting here trying to teach me some songs and I'm not getting it. On dock this whole time because it's way cooler over there than it is over here, that's for sure. What do you guys think? I don't have Abby Cam on. Sorry today. Doc coming in with one of the best countdown timers to date, I think. What say you? Let me know, yes or no, in the comments. Today is live Q&A day, and of course, guess what? We've got Doc Rock in the house, and what we're going to be talking about is audio, microphones, anything you have questions about when it comes to audio, microphones, interfaces, etc., etc. Welcome back, Doc.
And glow sticks. Glow sticks are important to have. If you get nanlite Pavo tubes, people. Wait, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to turn back on the light. There we go.
I was going to say you look a little dark.
I was born like this, lawyer.
Oh.
I got jokes. I'll be here all weekend and try the veal.
Try the veal?
I don't know. I heard that in something somewhere, or one of my partner, he's from Canada, he had a stupid joke. He used to always say that.
Oh.
I'll be here all week, try the veal.
You don't go for Canadian humor. Sorry, but yeah.
I was trying to channel my inner Renee.
Today is National Donut Day. I don't know if you've had any donuts today.
Today is National Donut Day. Excuse me. I'll be right back. Where's my be right back screen? Yo, I definitely need one of the favoriteest foods in the world is donuts. And like, I swear, whenever I come to like PDX or New York or some other city that has way better donuts than Honolulu, it's like a first run to like Blue Star or something. Pips is my favorite. Voodoo Donuts overrated, people. If you're ever in Rip City,
right?
If you're ever in Rip City, just don't waste your time going to the Pink Castle. No. Highly overrated. It is like diabetes in a circle. No flavor, just sugar.
We were just having this conversation in our team chat today, and Callie doesn't know Blue Star, so I'm going to have to take her to Blue Star.
Pips is better though, because you know what it is? It's the tiny little ones. It's just the little teeny donuts.
like 10 bits.
Yeah. So, and every single one of them is delicious in their tiny, and they have what they call a chai flight. If you're a chai person, try all the chais. One of my favorites is the Smokey Robinson or the Ginger Rogers. That's it. Little bitty donuts.
All right. Little bitty bitty donuts.
I'm looking at that comment. I'm cracking up laughing. Yes, Donut Planet. I'm from New York. I know about Donut Planet. Come on, player.
Don't forget to put a Q in front of your donut questions today.
Yes. Hey, Donut Plant, New York style, they're also banging. And yes, Richie, Tim Hortons. I'm never going to get you off of the Timmy's.
Hey, Timmy's are so good. I miss Timmy's, to be honest. You guys.
This Week in Donuts.
Donuts.
Lawyer Petrucci.
I'm trying to keep him on track.
I'm sorry. You can't say donuts to a fat guy and then want me to like stay on point. Come on, what are you doing?
Oh my God, donuts are always worth talking about, I think. Mics make great donut holders. Okay, I'm getting the cue from Paul that we need to get back on track. So if you have mic questions or audio questions of any kind, now is the time to ask. Put a Q in front of your question. Don't ask your question twice because we will get to them in the order that they were received, and super chats do take priority. So if you want to rise up to the top of the queue and get Doc to answer your question like now, then super chats are the way to go. Donut
See what she
shaming.
said? Rise up like in dough. Come on. And the beginning of your show, if you have a title that is the same and all you do is change the name of the guest or change the name of the episode, that too is called a donut.
Wait, say that again?
If you have a show and either a video or audio piece that all you do is say change a particular element, change the whole.
Yeah.
Right. So today on LSPs, we have Doc Rock, the donut eating clown from ECAMM. Like, but then the next day it would be like, today we have Paul Dixon, the world's greatest graphic designer. Like, you're just filling in the middle.
Oh.
So those things are called donuts.
I did not know that. I'm familiar with a lot of industry language and terminology, but that one I did not know.
Now we do.
Now we know. We learn something new every day. And if you love Doc's knowledge about donuts and anything tech related, audio, ECAMM, all of that, his channel is just about to hit 10K. So let's get him as close as we can today. If you haven't followed Doc Rock over here at youtube.com/Doc Rock, be sure to go follow him. Are you excited? 10K.
I'm excited. It is funny because like I wanted to have more time to plan something, but like it's happening quick. And part of me is like, don't complain because then it's going to slow down. But then the other part of me is like, but I want to do something more fun. So I'm probably just going to do a massive call like next week sometime and invite all of the peoples on, come by, say hi.
That'd be
and,
awesome.
You know, that's it.
Let me know how I can support you in your 10K celebration.
Thank you.
I want everybody to go follow or to go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Let's get down to some questions. What do you say?
Let's go.
Okay, we have
To the Batmobile. Let's go.
To the Batmobile. So let's see. Michael, new member. In a previous video, we used a piece of software to adjust the microphone. Is there a generic piece of software? So I know what you're talking about, like adjusting audio in either vMix or ECAMM, but is there a generic piece of software to do that without doing it inside of your live streaming software?
Okay, so if you want to do it while you're live, you're going to have to set up a audio hijack type program. And depending on how your setup works, you might have to set up audio hijack in corporation with loopback. But basically what that will do is literally hijack the feed on the way into the computer, right? So when you know your interface is plugged into the computer, and it could be a USB mic, it could be an XLR mic. As that comes into the computer, it goes into a system known as core audio, right? So what hijack does is literally steals it out of core audio's hands for a second, put whatever kind of sizzle you want on it, and then give it to core audio like nothing happened, like. And so what it will do will allow you to put in sound effects or compressor, EQ, normalization, a couple of the other things. The other thing that it will do, which it comes in really handy and a lot of us use it, it will make an untouched recording before it touches your interface. So if you ever need a safe backup, you have a dope safe backup. So audio hijack from Rode Bamiba, and depending on your mixer, you may need to get loopback in order to make the steal. But yeah, that's it.
There you go. So there are lots of different ways, right, to adjust audio, and it depends on the setup that you have. So good options there. Somebody said, love the knowledge bombs being dropped, especially about donuts. And Sammy, speaking of donuts, wanted to know, would you rather have your favorite donut or the SM7B?
That's evil, Sammy. That is pure evil.
Okay, well, we won't make him answer that today. Like, we won't make you choose one of your favorite kids.
Choose wisely.
Ma, new member, to mitigate background audio from the mic, I usually turn down the gain and increase the mic volume. Is this correct practice, or is there something that they're missing? A better way to handle it?
It's actually backwards.
Yeah.
You want to gain stage, so you want to adjust your gain prior to getting into your setup. So, for instance, on every mixer in the planet, Nabout, there will be a line on your, what you call a volume adjuster, right? Either the slider or the twirly. There's normally a line, right, that when you hit it, sometimes the twirly will stop and it gets stuck. It's called a little detent. Or there'll be a tiny little line with like an infinity sign or a weird little symbol. That's known as unity gain. You want to set that first, okay? Then you go into the system, and for USB mics, it's normally on screen. For most mixers, there'll be some type of display or maybe on screen. You adjust your gain until you're inside about -9 to -12 dB on the little mixer thing, and that should be your proper gain. Now, if you are introducing noise at that time, the better move would be to add more gain prior to the mixer so that you can turn it down so the gain doesn't have to work as hard. And that's where things like the Cloud Lifter or like the Soyuz that I have on the floor right next to my foot, that will give it a little bit more.
Why do you have a mic by your foot, Doc?
Anybody that is in LGL knows I always have everything right next to me so that I can just show you. So
you don't have a big enough desk?
Actually, no, I'm actually getting ready to get a bigger desk. See, she got jokes. So this is a Soyuz. Basically what it does, this is XLR style. You put the XLR in one, in the other, it passes through here. So this will add 23 decibels of gain. Cloud Lifter normally adds, I think, like 24. And so what that does is it makes it louder before it goes in. If the sound is louder before it goes in, you can keep the volume down, because normally what happens when you push the volume up, you introduce a little bit of noise, and that's because the mic now can hear better. So what you're trying to do is sort of deafen the mic and give yourself space to speak. Now, another reason for background noise is room noise is being LP and the system putting the mic over there because there's two. I love you, LP. There's 2 feet of space between you and the mic, so it's listening to 2 feet of air.
There's this much space, whatever that is.
1 feet. Yeah.
No, my fingers aren't 1 foot long. What? What are you talking about?
Okay, so the less distance you have between you and the mic doesn't have to reach for the sound, right? So that's one of the reasons why the bigger condenser, like in front of your face, they normally will sound better because you're speaking into the frustrum, or basically the space between the capsule and your lips. And frustrums are normally a slightly trapezoidal shape, whereas the pattern pickup is normally like a donut.
So
a smashed donut.
A smashed donut. So this is something that Doc and I constantly go back and forth on, right? And Doc is right? Like the closer the mic is to your mouth, the better audio you're going to get. But it also comes down to a personal preference of having the mic in the shot versus the best possible audio. And I talk about this in 2 videos that we did this week. So if you guys
this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see our videos?
Yes. And again, honestly, for most people, if you want to keep it out of the shot, probably the best look would be a lavalier, just like they do on TV. But I think people see the expensive lavaliers and freak out.
Yes.
But the Deity VLav is $59, and it's fantastic. The Rode lavaliers are also fantastic, and that will help you. You just got to wear a darker shirt. So like right now for LP, she could stick it in her hoodie, like right where the hoodie and the string connect, and you'll never even see it. What a lot of people will do too. Again, I think we talked about this before. If you watch a show like Hamilton, you can see it on Disney. There's a tiny little dot right there. It looks like he has a widow's peak. That's the microphone. That's not the widow's peak. They literally just put it in your hair.
And oftentimes people will be like, "Oh, lapel is the way to go." But for me, lapel is a horrible way to go unless you have to be mobile.
Because you dance too much. You'll be like choked. You'll be like, oh, where's Luria? She's dead. So no, you're not allowed.
But also, it's annoying, right? Like every little thing that you do that takes an extra step to put together to turn on the video and record a video or go live or whatever, the camera to record a video.
That's why as much as they sound great, I don't like them because I'm forever like doing this. And the audio guy on the other end, when I used to be the guy with the headphones and I'm carrying the recorder, we have what's called a field recorder or a Nagra. I'm holding it, and whenever the talent would hit themselves, I should just want to go over there and beat them up because your ear just goes.
Yes, it's so bad.
So yeah, I can't use lavaliers because I'm too wavy to hands, and you dance too much, so we're out.
We're out.
But if you're like Alec and you sit there and go, "Hi, I'm Velvet Jones. Today we're going to be talking about how to get a better rate on your mortgage. Get a lavalier."
There you go. So remember, like, it's very, very, oh yeah, Abby hugs cause issues. Yes, if I hold up Abby, that causes like very, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you gotta think through these things. So, but this week is all audio week, right? Mic week. We've been talking about it in different forms. It gave you a gear guide as well to think about the different types of mics and which mics are recommended. And of course, Doc has all of these different devices that he loves to use as well. So I want to ask you one question before we get back to questions from the chat room. You know, when it comes to deciding on a device that you just showed off earlier and a Rodecaster Pro or a proper mix, I mean, that is a proper mixer, but like a mixer, like a Mackie mixer or a Sennheiser or whatever, like Yamaha. So how do you choose? What's your best advice in terms of choosing the type of interface that you need for your setup?
Okay, so here's the thing. This is going to drive everyone crazy because no one's going to want to hear this, but this is the absolute facts. You will change your mind. So just get off the pot, get whatever you get, try it. Luckily, pick Sweetwater, Amazon, B&H, somewhere where you can easily return it because it may or may not work for you. Everyone's going to be different. Like a lot of the microphones that are out there, which I think are fantastic, like the little tiny Rode NT USB back there, like I really like it. I have way too much boom for that mic. Like every time I use that mic, it goes, no, Doc, shut up. So, you know, but it sounds fantastic on a lot of people. I've watched all these videos with the Rode NT USB, and I'm like, oh my goodness, $99, like pure perfection. As soon as I hit it, it was like fingernails on the chalkboard, but in the deep register. So just be prepared to switch. So get something, like stop procrastinating your mic choice, get a mic, and then be prepared that you might switch it. Good thing about audio gear, there is a fantastic secondary and tertiary market on audio gear. Check Facebook Marketplace. You'll see it because DJs and musicians, we're forever going from rich to broke to rich in the same month. So we're forever buying and selling things. So don't be afraid. Just get something. Try it. If it doesn't sound the way you think, you might just need something else. And don't be mad at myself or Tom or LP who told you to get something because you might not sound that good, right? Luria has a great voice for the mic she has. For me, specifically, in my space, in my room, all you would hear is the air register.
Yeah.
And where I would have to put it would be basically an inch away from the iMac. And then when the iMac got mad and decided to go, all you guys would hear. And the crowd goes, wow. That's not the crowd. That's my computer. So, yeah, you're really going to have to try it and be ready to change your mind. Like, you are okay with changing your mind.
Return policies to test, right? The marketplace, like you said. George wants to know, doesn't the NT USB Mini have an onboard DSP to adjust the boom?
It hey, there's a certain amount of boom you can't get rid of.
Doc has a lot of boom.
Blame being the youngest kid in the family of four, the only boy, all sisters Latino. I'm sorry, I had to learn to be loud. It's just a case. Now, Sammy will tell you, from the beginning, like I used to be like SM7B kind of overrated, like you don't really need it, blah, blah, blah. You can just get by with the pod mic and so on and so forth. And then I finally get the SM7B and I'm like, okay, I take every word of that back. And I have no problem with falling on my sword. What a lot of people would do was defend their bad choice because they want to believe that they got it right. No one cares. Change your mind, get something else. And a matter of fact, maybe come back and explain to the person or your team or your squad, whatever your people are called, explain to them later why you found out that it's just a little bit better, right? So for me, my pod mic sounds delicious, but this has just a little bit more dynamic range. And not only can I hear it, my people hear it. So therefore, it's great.
Okay, we have about 10 minutes before we go into member chat mode, meaning that when we go into member chat, we're going to still be public, so you can still watch and super chat if you have questions, but we're going to tackle as many questions that we've gotten as quickly as we can. We're going to go into rapid fire mode, Doc, and then if you are not a member, you can actually become a member by clicking the join button so that you can keep asking Doc questions. And then we can keep talking about audio, all the audio mic goodness. All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Anthony, member for 6 months. What do you think about his new mic, the Rode Video Mic NTG? Do you like it?
Yeah. All mics have their place and their purpose. For the most part, there's not a lot of like super horrible mics. And you know, it's funny, like I'm famous for bashing that abominable snowman. But it's really only the ones that come out after 2018. And I guess, again, my biggest problem with them primarily is most people use it wrong, have it set up wrong, and there's nobody out there telling them. I can go on the internet right now and within 5 seconds find you somebody talking to their Yeti like this.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that. Like, it literally says in the instruction, point the Yeti logo at me. But no one does that, and they do it wrong. It sounds horrible, and it peaks a lot because people don't know how to listen to it properly. And so, yeah, that's it. Certain voices will be fine on it, certain voices will not, and you just have to get better at understanding your voice, or listen to your people when they tell you, hey, you're peaking, hey, you're peaking. Mm-hmm. If you hear that more than once or twice, you probably have the wrong mic.
Yeah, it's great advice right there. Okay, Matt. Matt was actually asking this in our Streamer Accelerator group, and I asked him to come on and talk to you about it as well.
Hi, Matt.
Matt wants to know, so musicians learning to mix and engineer their own audio for concerts, where is the best place to go to learn that?
I have two things that you should check out. One, on the free maneuver, go to Mike Russell, musicradiocreative.com. Myself and IAG, we're big fans of Mike Russell. He's very, very good. But then on the next level, there's some dope stuff on Masterclass. I know Masterclass is a little expensive, but I mean, I think you can get your first month for free, and it's like 15 or 20 bucks a month after that. It should take you less than a month. So, you know, you might be able to squeeze it in during your trial, but you can get, you know, mixing lessons from like key mixers in there. And also Skillshare has some good stuff. Actually, DJ Guru, aka Jay-Z and Kanye's engineer, he's actually on Skillshare, I believe, teaching you how to mix. But yeah, I learned from a guy who did tons and tons of record, and recently he passed away a couple years ago. But like, he taught me to mix on the tiniest, crappiest little Radio Shack AM radio. Because if you can make it sound good on a $30 piece of plastic, you know, the person on the bus listening to the game, if you can make it sound good on that, it will sound good on everything.
That's really good. I like that. Okay, real quick, we had a question that I'm just going to pop up here because it seemed more relevant. Well, I lost it, so never mind. Lyle, best USB and best XLR. Well, wait, best USB XLR hybrid microphone. Which one is your favorite?
This is going to sound super funny. Samson Q2U, and then my close second would be the Shure MV7. And the reason why I picked the Samson Q2U is because at 50 bucks, even if you're completely wrong, you don't care. But it's a solid tank. It sounds great. I did many videos with it. It's built off the old SM58 style, so it's just amazing. And then if you want that look, because I get it, streaming has a certain amount to do with the look as well as the sound, then that's where the MV7 comes in. But honestly, you'll see tons of people on the Samson Q2U, and at 50 bucks, it's kind of hard to go wrong.
Perfect. Wayne, I think I understand the question. It says, is there a way to mix sound using GarageBand, basically going from the AKG C214 to Focusrite to GarageBand to ECAMM or Loopback?
There is, and that would be Loopback, but you have an AKG C14. You're done. What are you doing? Like it is already the sauce. Come on. Like, you already got the sauce. Now you're picking at things that nobody else can hear but you, because you already have the sauce. Like, you started out, here's 24 karat gold. What should I do to it? Nothing. Sorry, Bruno Mars. Leave it alone. Just... yeah.
It's true though. Some people, like, they invest in great gear and then they try and add a whole bunch of other things to it. Usually it's not necessary to add a whole bunch. Like, keep it simple, because the more complicated you make your setup, the more potential you have for things going wrong, for things breaking in that process.
And Israel is right. So was mine. My first mixer was a Radio Shack mixer. Not funny, but yeah, that's how I started out, with 2 Radio Shack turntables and a tiny mixer, and then.
Do Radio Shack still exist?
No, they went out of business.
They went out of business, right? A long time ago. Yeah. Israel. Okay, so if you're out and about and you have a mobile setup, Best mobile mic to connect to your laptop and or phone.
Rode Wireless Go. 2.
Boom.
Done.
Number 2.
The advantage of you can get ones right now for really cheap because the 2 came out. But the one advantage that the 2 has is it will backup record into the body pack itself, so that should something go wrong, it is a phone. You're out and about. Who knows what happens? You still have your recording inside the transmitter itself. So yeah.
There you go. Ma, is there a reason why I sound very different via mic on different mics? Oh, via the mic versus in real life. I've tried multiple mics. It's all the same. I guess I have a unique voice. Are you talking about listening in your own head versus what comes out of the mic, Ma? Or are you saying like oops, wrong button.
But that's inevitable because you sound nothing like what you think you sound like because of resonance. Yell into a box and then the sound bounces around in the box. That's resonance, right? Well, you have a box right here, right? Mine has a box with no hair and a beard. So to me, it's resonating inside this empty cavity. And so it sounds like weird, but to other people, they paid me to speak into a mic, so therefore it sounds fine. So don't be your judge. You got to get someone in your family or someone else who you either trust or don't trust, or even a raw stranger to listen to your audio checks. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When I did my radio checks and I thought I was like, yo, this is horrible, and the guy was like, can you start Monday? I was like, me, what? And he's like, yeah, you have a fantastic face for radio. And then 20 years later, I was, still doing radio. So you can't hear you, right? At that time, I thought I sounded like pubescent, because I was like 21.
Well, then you still were, right?
Thanks, LP.
And if anyone's wondering why he keeps calling me LP, that's his name for me, LP. Because I saw some questions
before. It could be way more original.
I know.
I like the Petruchinator. That was already taken. So
Todd Herman Petruchinator, but you could have come up with something.
Hey, if your middle initial is S, then now I see what you did there. That's even more creative. If not, you should just lie and say it is.
I think I might change my middle name to be something S. By the way, okay, we'll get to that in members only. I have something I want to show you in members only chat, but we have 3 more minutes before we go into members chat. Now is the time to join members only chat room so that you can continue the conversation, continue to be a part of the community. Hit that join button at the chat box window, like right beside it. Or livestreamingbros.com/membership. Okay, couple more questions. Miriam, any solutions for capturing audio on new DSLR cameras that have an internal mic and no audio jack, specifically for mobile streaming?
Yes, never use the audio that comes out of your camera, period, point blank. Forget about it. Just don't do it. The Rode Wireless Go is probably still the best solution for that. Another thing you can do, if you happen to have multiple devices like phone devices, you can let the camera just pick up the camera audio. You can take your phone that's not being used to stream and record to that, and then Final Cut, Premiere, iMovie, bunch of different ways you can easily sync the 2 files together, take the cleaner audio that comes off of the mobile recorder. I even used to use something known as a Zoom H4n. Kind of that weird thing. Is pretty famous. You've seen everybody use those too. That's why they exist, because original cameras had like basically no onboard audio. So we all recorded into the Zoom H4n. As a recorder, has mics, SD card, the whole 9 yards. You basically screw it to the bottom of your camera with the 1/4 thread. And so all of those are dope options.
Perfect. And yes, on-camera audio always sounds bad, as everybody's saying in the chat room. Steven, I have a very tiny studio space, and even with some acoustics treatment, I don't get reverb, but still hollow sound. How do I get rid of the freaking... Sorry. No.
I would have to know what mic that he's using in that case. In that case, the hollow sound is probably coming from the mic. But then also maybe hollow sound is subjective as well. One thing you can try that will give a little bit of sauce to your file, take an audio track that you're done with, send it to auphonic.com, AUPHONIC, upload it, go to the bottom, check every box except for noise and hum, and then press go. And see what comes out of that. It's probably going to sound spicy, and then you'd be like, whoa, I wish I knew that yesterday.
are you guys loving all of the awesome tips that you're getting from Doc Rock today? Be sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel, youtube.com/DocRock, because he's rocking.
I see what you did there.
That was pitiful. I'm sure you've heard
I'm
that
just
before.
still stuck on National Donut Day. I just want you to know.
Let's get Doc to 10K so he can invest in some donuts today.
Get donuts. Hey, everybody go get a donut. Hey, Paulie, can you Johnny bag of donuts? Yeah, that's my cousin.
Okay, yes, loving his tips. He's so amazing with the audio tips. Okay, speaking of donuts, one last donut question before we go into member-only mode. Facebook, you guys move over to youtube.com/livestreamingpros, and we will continue this conversation. Go ahead and join the family. Thank you, Minister and me, and well as, who was it, Glenda, I think, that joined
I thought
as
it was
well.
Glenda. Hi, Glenda.
Final
my friend.
donut question until we move into, because we have more donut questions, I guarantee you. French Press wants to know, what's your favorite donut and why is it the glazed old-fashioned?
That's the what? How do you know? Yeah, that's it. Because whenever you're going to test places, right? You're going to, like, say you're going to like different Italian restaurants and you're trying to check like if it's good. Just order a tiramisu. If it's whack, walk away.
Yes.
You know, if it's good,
yes.
then you're good. Everything else will be. If they can't make freaking tiramisu, forget about it.
Right?
You know, period. It's in the story.
I'm so with you on that.
So you go to a donut shop, you order basically an old fashioned. If it's whack, you walk away. You like, peace out. Yelp is going to hear about this. I'm joking.
How can people get tiramisu so freaking wrong? Like,
wrong.
It's bad sometimes. It's like bad. Ugh.
It's not even hard.
It's not.
So that's why you check the easy stuff, right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, he's like, oh, I'm going to have a manicotti. Don't even touch the manicotti if the tiramisu's not right. Your stomach will be angry at you, period.
That is the most solid advice ever spoken. Thank you so much, Marcus, for the super chat. LP Doc Rock, twice the fun. All right, we're going into dance mode while we move into member mode. All right, dance mode off. And I have to show you guys this. I don't know if I've given it a proper...
Upside down.
Sorry. I was just testing you, Doc. Doc actually made this, and it's basically uniquely you in Japanese. But there's, like, I always forget the word for...
Yuitsumune.
Itsumuni.
Itsumuni. Yes. Yuitsumuni.
I freaking adore it. Thank you so much for making this. It's one of my favorite pieces on my entire set. And most people don't even see it back there, but it's a little like gem, hidden gem.
Okay, so if you hold it at the bottom and someone comes in the house and you just give it a good swing using a good, there you go, good foundation, bend the knees, and they're pang, you can just send them night-night, just in case.
All right, good. It's that solid, huh?
Yes, just keep the knees bent, and then, pooh, they're sleeping. You call the cops, be like, hey, don't come up here. And then Abby can nibble at their ears.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. All right, so we've got more mic questions, but before we do, Rich wants to know if you like Krispy Kreme.
That's actually the only, like, kind of half decent joint that we have around here, so yeah, but only like when the light is flashing. If the light's not flashing, I don't go there.
True. What's the point, right?
Yes. When the light is flashing and you first get it and you're like, ow, then it's delicious.
Then it's good. Yes.
Pure crack.
Minister and me, thank you so much for being new. Only about 2 weeks in, became a member, now part of the LSP family. I really appreciate you being here. All right, sounds like golf. Head down, knees locked, grip it and rip it.
Exactly.
Okay, some more questions. Oh my goodness. Renee coming in with the donut question. What's up with all the donut questions? Oh, that's right. It's National Donut Day.
It's just Renee.
It's just Renee. Renee wants to know, would you rather fight a donut-sized horse or a horse-sized donut?
Oh, I would say the horse-sized donut because I'll bite that sucker. I've always wanted to get a donut the size of the actual Randy sign. If you guys seen any movies like, Randy's Donuts, the gigantic donut in LA, it's actually a good shop, by the way. But like, I've always wanted to see a real deal Randy's donut that big.
Why would you fight either? That's a really good question.
Thank you, Paul.
Have you ever had a donut shaped into a mic?
Actually, there have been weird, like round element oriented mics, so yeah, actually, yes, Amy, that's actually, yeah.
Dwayne, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate
Hey, Dr.
you.
Dwayne.
Oh my goodness. What a day. Let's see. What else did we miss here? Matt wants to know how he can be as handsome as Doc Rock.
You gotta ask
Got
my
any
mama.
tips? Beauty tips?
You gotta ask my mama. I don't know. I normally just keep, everybody around me relatively laughing because your eyes squeeze a little bit when you laugh, so then they can't really see. And then they oh, yeah, that guy's cute.
It's all in the squeeze. Okay, so let's see. We had another question from Ma. For live shows, I was advised by my colleague to have the headphone audio at 100%. That way we can adjust the volume our viewers hear to a safe level. Is there a way to do this without killing our ears?
Yeah, don't do that. Okay, so here's the one thing about levels, and I kind of explained it earlier, but I will explain it again. What you hear is complete lie. So don't listen to this. This is just for monitoring. Is sound coming out? When my lips move, does the sound come out? This is pure monitoring. It is not for leveling, right? Your leveling, use your eyes. Your mixer has a meter. Your program, ECAMM Live, has a meter. OBS, all these guys, they have a meter. Use the visual meter as your levels, right? Don't depend on what you hear coming out of your headphones, because a lot of people do crank their headphones up, and then the audience is going, hey, you're coming in kind of soft, and you're like, soft? No, I sound fantastic. You sound fantastic to you because your mixer might be wrongly set up. So yes, use your eyeballs. You have to use the meter.
Awesome. Meter. I think people get afraid of using the visual. But one thing that you can do is add a test on top of that, right? So, use that for the monitoring, use your eyes like Doc was saying, look at those levels, and then just test, do a recording, do a live stream privately, and listen back to that and make adjustments as necessary. So there's definitely options there, right?
Yes, absolutely. Well, and again, one of the things that you can do after you've made a recording, a test recording, like LP just said, you can actually send your audio file to a couple of different online tests. There's a cool metering software called Ulean, Youlean. You can download their software and then basically give your file to it, and it will play the whole file, and it will tell you what your level is. Right? It will tell you your integrated level. That's what it's called.
Nice.
For YouTube, we want between -16 and -14 LUFS. Fancy word, just basically means loudness under full scale. Sometimes it'll say LKFS, but you can't pronounce that, so that's why they switched it to LUFS, because a K weight is what those numbers mean on the side. And so, yeah, normally you want to be on the meter, you want to see somewhere between -12 and -9. That is normally the yellow section of almost every audio device in the planet. Sometimes it'll go up to -6. Once you get higher than that, you get into the range of not having headroom. Should you all of a sudden go, whoa, like it would bounce out of the meter and kill everyone. So that's the reason why you want to stay somewhere between, say, 12 and 6 in general. And that's normally the yellow section. From way back in the 80s when you had the Pinto, and you had the little thing bouncing up and down in there, that yellow section was -6 to -9, -12 to -6. Sorry. So yeah, that's why you want to. That's why you want to use the visual thing, because it's easier. But yes, you can get various softwares that will let you kind of basically see what your audio is, and then once you know what it is, take a picture of your mixer settings.
Oh, good idea.
Because your kids or your niece Emma will come over and start sliding buttons, and then all of a sudden things aren't where you were. But I can put it right back, So when I take it off to clean it, without plugging it in, I just put the sliders exactly where they go because I know where they go.
Ooh, what about like a little marker as well? Like
I'm not
if
writing on my Rodecaster. You can use tape, though.
tape.
So
tape. How
engineer
about tape?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone. Actually, Mr. Camera Junkie. I don't know if he's here today, but he even spoke about
earlier.
that before. Put down. There's actually a gaffer tape. This was designed for.
Yes.
Like you put it down. If you go to any concert, as you walk past the sound man, it'll have all of these, writings on the bottom, and it will say Andy and Flea. Like it'll have the right adjust. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Anthony and Flea, get it? Red Hot Chili Peppers? Okay, never mind. Never mind.
I'm sure the audience knows what you're talking about.
Thank you, Renee.
Band, right?
Thank you, Renee.
What did he say?
Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to send this lady a mixtape. Like, look, LP, I'm going to need you to know this when I come on the show.
Yeah. Can you give me a writer so that I understand all your
Give
jokes?
it away. Give it
ahead of
away.
time?
Give it away now.
Oh, I know that song. Okay.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, okay.
Anthony Kiedis. And the bass player is Flea.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is dangerous. It's territory if you're making pop culture references to Luria while you're on Luria's show. Or while Luria's on your show. Either way.
Sorry, I'll be here.
I do want to make sure that you guys hear the difference between what Doc said, gaffer tape and duct tape. Do not use duct tape on anything that you have. It will leave a residue that you hate yourself for all time to come.
Yes.
Painter's
Painter's tape is the least you can do.
Right.
Like painter's tape or frog tape, yeah, but gaffer's tape, yes, but no duct tape. Not for this particular case. Duct tape is for keeping your kids quiet while you record.
The opinions of my guests do not reflect the opinions of live streaming pros. Just saying. I don't want to get in trouble. Oh, I have permission to yote you now. Awesome. I think
Nice.
I'll wait a few more minutes.
That's super funny.
Oh, geez. Okay. We've got lots of questions still, so let's keep going. I was going to say something, but French Press wants to know which mic should he get if he wants to sound like Barry White.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. Yeah, probably something in the big barrel range, meaning like SM7B, Electro Voice PR30, Electro Voice PR20, or like Heil PR40. Like any sort of big barrel mic will give you that little boom. Yes, the Barry White. I like that.
Okay. Mom wants to know if you find one port on your mixer that has issues, keeps giving static buzzing sounds, is there a quick fix for it, or is it time for a new mixer? There can be a lot of reasons for that.
Yeah, it can be a lot of reasons for that. If the mixer is older, it's very possible that there's connectors that died in there. If you have a place around you like a old-fashioned radio shop, there's normally some old guy who just never wants to give up the business. Mine was Dad, so I just give it to Dad. He opens it and goes, "Oh, you got a loose solder joint in there," and then he'll put it back together. But if you don't have that, you probably just got to swap it out because, yeah, I mean, they do, develop issues over time. A lot of times it's just that the little teeny ports generate corrosion. So there's actually a thing. It looks like this, like a standard headphone guy, but it actually has a slight like sandpaper type grit, and it's made to stick in the ports and twirl it around a little bit and pull it out, and it cleans that. You can also try a spray contact cleaner, which you can pick up from radios. Never mind. Yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
Contact cleaner might help, but a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, like when for guitar guys, you plug it in, it's just dirty contacts. So contact cleaners oftentimes can fix that.
So essentially, the thing that you mentioned is like a mixer Q-tip.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a Q-tip for a mixer. You can pick these up at Guitar Center or whatever. Just go and tell them that, I have a noisy port, and they'll show you kits that have like the little things. And yeah, it happens all the time, especially if you have gear that you unplug and plug and unplug and plug a lot. Those are more likely to get Paul that quick. Really though.
Come on, Paul.
Come on, Paul. Gotta love that guy.
Oh my God. I love Paul so much. Wait, I think he's making room for the comments. How's that,
Oh.
Paul? How's that?
Oh, Paul, that is, oh, dude, that is moist.
So good. So good.
Paul, I need you to send that to me because I have an ECAMM live demo in 15 minutes and I want to show that. So
Oh, yes. Send it to him.
send it to me. Come on, answer questions quick. Let's go.
Okay. Real quick, the question that I put out there was something about.
I half saw it. Where'd it go?
Okay, hold on. Oh, is there a easier way to move around vMix with Stream Deck while using overlays? I don't know what you mean by easier way, but you can use vMix and Stream Deck together. You're going to want to set up the overlays in vMix or ECAMM, whichever software you're using, right? And then the Stream Deck is going to connect to those scenes, to those setup, to the scenes. I can't think of what vMix calls them, but like each individual scene that you set up with those overlays, Stream Deck is only connecting to those. Does that answer your question, Minister and me?
Yeah, and then the other thing that I would say, a lot of people get this confused, and I just want to remind everyone, this is a giant keyboard. That's all it is.
Right.
It is nothing more than a extremely gorgeous keyboard with light up keys. So just think of these as quarteries. So any keyboard commands your software can do, this can do that. Even if there's no special profile already built, all you do is assign that keyboard command to those keys, throw a cute little picture on there, a pack that you can download from the Livestreaming Pro store. And yeah, so it's just a keyboard, people. Don't be scared of the Stream Deck.
Yes, and by the way, if you speaking of the store, if you didn't notice, we're using new graphics as of last week. Do you like our new graphics, Doc? You better say yes.
It's purple. What kind of question is that? That's
Yeah,
automatic. I'm team purple. Me and Heather are probably over there fighting over the purple right now.
Anyway, so yeah, new graphics on the store. Go check them out, and you get Stream Deck icons. Because he didn't have his on at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Why is yours not plugged in? Why?
I'll tell you why. Because this is what I use nowadays.
Ooh, okay. You're using the Loop Deck. Yeah. I thought I heard that. I haven't had a chance to check. Do you have a video on that? Because I know we've been getting a lot of questions about it.
Not yet, because we're cooking something over at the ECAMM headquarters. It is not to be spoken of yet.
Shh. You guys. Shh. Zip
Wait,
it.
where's my Men in Black thing? Everybody watch the screen real quick. All right, good.
Sammy wants to know, if you're going to do a podcast / live streaming setup for 4 people, would you spend $400 for pod mics or 4 SMBs for $1,600?
Easy, $400.
There you
Pod
go.
mics are perfectly fine for that. There's not a big enough difference for that in a case where you're going to have that many people. And also with that many people aren't going to pick up on the little in particulars of every person. When you are speaking by yourself, you have to come correct because they're only listening to you for an hour.
Good advice. Good advice. I think, so many people too often think that the higher price point means that it's going to be so much better. But the reality is, do you really need to spend that much? Do you really need to spend $1,000 on a shotgun mic? Come on, right?
Yes. The Sennheiser 416 is unstoppable. Yes. Every shotgun mic under that sounds like dirt. Yes. But that's a different story. Anyway, so about
You're
the
not
donuts.
helping my point here, Doc. You're not helping me.
There's a reason why every TV show, every movie, everything that you've ever watched professionally produces it. And yes, you got to start where you start. But you also need to know what the path is. So that way you start to make good investments on the way up.
Yes.
So as you're climbing the ladder and you're looking for that next polish, there's a reason why you want to know. It's kind of sort of like why every kid kind of has a Lamborghini on the wall, because that's a good thing to want to get to. And I will swear to you, in fact, I used to think Ferraris are dumb, they're overrated, blah, blah, blah. And then you drive one and you're like, I get it. Oh my goodness, I get it.
I just want to say
I'm not going to spend that money, but I get it.
I did not have a Ferrari on my wall when I was a kid. Just saying.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure any audio issue is coming from Doc. I'm gonna be really positive of this.
100% guaranteed.
I'm just joking. Okay, Glenda, new member.
Hey, Glenda.
M1
Homie.
M1 Mac Mini, my speakers are plugged into external headphone jack. If I add a guest, how can I use my headphones? Can I use AirPods? I have my Samsung Go Mic USB, which is fine as I have a big voice. Okay, so just trying to figure out, I think the question is using...
Yeah, like she wants to be able to keep her speakers on and still listen to the guests. And well, primarily you shouldn't have your speakers on because you're causing that quote unquote slapback, which everyone calls echo. But let me grab this real fast.
Go, Doc, go.
This is basically the same thing. This is a Zoom version of what she's talking about. Glenda, grab it like this. Turn it to the left side. And there will be, well, I did it right, but this is the left side. There is a little bitty teeny hole that is designed to plug your headphones into. Done.
Or any, like if you're using the Rodecaster, you can monitor through that. Like,
yeah.
Whatever device you have.
For her Go mic specifically, though, just listen to the Go
point,
mic. But you should also not have your speakers on while you're doing this. The first thing I do is grab, when we were first talking ahead of time, neither one of us had our stuff on, but then I put the headphones in, I turn the volume down because those speakers can be heard by this mic, and that creates the problem that everyone freaks out. Why am I hearing the echo? Your speakers should never be on while you're doing this.
And definitely not a Tom Selleck poster. Why would you assume that? Yes, more likely David Tennant poster.
Fun fact, that show was recorded right down the street. Yes.
Wait, which show?
Magnum PI.
Why did you go to Magnum PI?
Tom Selleck Ferrari Magnum PI.
Oh,
never mind. No pop culture stuff to Luria. Leave her alone.
Why are you guys trying to make me cry?
Renee is cracking me up with throwing song lyrics in the comments.
Wait, is that what I just keep skipping over because I don't
by
understand
with the
it?
booming system. Yes.
I'm like ignoring. I don't understand it.
You know, it's super funny. Yesterday, I was watching Renee, and Renee said something about Doc Ock, and my niece was with me, and she thought he was talking to me. And I was just laughing. And I was like, no, he's talking about the thing from Spider-Man with all of the arms. And she's like, oh. I was like, it's still my friend. She goes, you have friends on the TV? I go, yeah.
Aww. So cute. So will you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you hit 10K? What are you at yet? Did we get you over 10K yet?
I don't even know. Let me see. Let's look. What is my
Who has not subscribed to Doc yet? We did move the needle. We did move the needle today, it looks like, I think.
Okay, good. It's happening. It's happening soon.
It's happening soon. When do you stream? I should have asked you that way earlier. What's your schedule?
Tomorrow. So Tuesday, Saturday is primarily where it is. And then every Friday on the ECAMM channel, I do a demo that walks people through everything as if you just opened the package. And what's fun is I have people who've had the software for a year. They still come because we find little things that you forgot about or you didn't realize or whatever. So sometimes, and I tell people to do this all the time, like say you're about to buy a new sticky widget, right? Take the old one that you have, go rewatch the tutorials first because you might not need to upgrade because it might already do what you want because you just didn't know because the first time you were so excited. I get it. You didn't go through all of the instructions. And so you're blaming your software for not having a thing that it actually has. Or, you're blaming your hardware for not having a feature that it has. And you just need to sometimes rewatch the reviews and rewatch the tutorials and then if it's still not what you want, then go buy something else. That's my little pro tip.
Awesome. I love it. 9.96K.
Wow.
Getting close. CK just subbed. Wow. I'm glad you didn't sub while you were driving. Very, very good.
Hey, no subbing and driving.
No. And ring that bell. Don't forget to ring the bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Who do you have tomorrow? You have great guests tomorrow.
Heather Ramirez.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. Awesome.
Yes.
I love Heather.
They are so awesome. They crack me up. They just remind me. I call them the prom king and queen of YouTube.
Oh my God, that's a perfect description. Yes.
They're so awesome. I really, really love them.
Wait, there was a question.
Yes.
Hold on. Where'd the question go? Oh, there it is.
Alcohol
There it is.
swallow.
Okay. Is there a way to split the sound two ways? One goes to the Stream PC, another to the Shoutcaster for them to listen to the gameplay.
Oh, sure. You can take a submix out of almost any mixer that you have. Now, in most cases, you can't do it virtually because a lot of, well, I guess it depends on your computer, right? On the Mac, you can actually send sound to two different places from two different sound outputs. It's very simple to do because, for instance, in ECAMM, we pick what the output is, but you don't have to care what the system output is. So like I can have a Zoom thing going with the output going to one place, and then I can have ECAMM running with the output going to a different place. That'll be perfectly fine. And I guess in certain PC softwares that'll work, but if for some reason your software won't do it, just take the headphone mix out, or there'll be a tape out on certain mixers. So that's called the submix. Take that out, send it to another device that you can use to stream. So it could be an iPad, a tablet, or something of that case. Because, yeah, I used to actually do that because I used to run a Shoutcast server back in the day to play K-pop and J-pop songs. And literally it was running 24/7, but I'd have my computer speakers listening to what I'm listening to. But it was just running in the background, just sending all of the music to Shoutcast. So, yeah, you could do that.
Getting closer. Guys, just keep going. Keep going.
Oh, God, you guys are scaring me.
By the way, John, a little closer. That isn't a little closer. To only 94,406 to go.
John, I'm telling you, John. First of all, I love John because he always has hilarious comments.
Oh,
John,
he's
you
great.
got to grow the beard, man. Bald bearded and bespectacled is the trick. Ask me, Nick, D. Like that is the trick. If bald bearded and bespectacled, that's the move.
Right.
You just need the beard, brother. You're almost there.
Almost there. Oh, Billy, I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to forgive you since you're a newer-ish member of Streamer Accelerator for asking this question. I love my earbuds. What pitfalls do I face using Bluetooth for my monitor and earbuds?
Basically, they'll disconnect, and
They're
then you'll
just
be
gonna-
like,
they're going to can't. You're like, I lost your audio. Why did
Yeah.
I lose your audio? It looks like I see the levels going.
oh,
They disconnect, the batteries die. It's just too unreliable. Bluetooth
Yeah.
in general is unreliable.
for everything. But and we're so accustomed and comfortable to them. But yeah, for the most part, it's super unreliable. It's kind of a dangerous move. So I just wouldn't do it. But I mean, hey, if you do it, okay, I will say this: if you do it, because I get the freedom, have these already plugged into your device and laying on the table.
Yes.
So when your Bluetooth craps out, you can flick them out real quick,
Good.
pop these in real quick. Nobody will probably notice what you're doing, and you're good to go.
That
So
is
if
great
you
advice.
insist, because I get it, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Like I get it. If you're willing to take that risk, just have a backup plan. I used to love jumping out of the plane. I always had a backup chute right between my legs just in case the first one didn't work.
Good advice, backup plans. I was going to say something else. I forgot. That's okay. We'll just talk about donuts then.
Yes.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, how many times with your AirPods or any Bluetooth, earbuds, do you like get frustrated, right? Like, I get frustrated all the time trying to connect. Like, you answer a phone call, you think they're connected, and then you're like, "Hang on, Mom, hang on, I'm
The
coming."
best
hold
one is
on."
when you're like in the house, right, and you just walk past the kitchen, but see the car is right outside, right, and sometimes you just got out the car, you just ran into the house.
Yep.
And then it will go back to the car, but you're in the house, and you're like, "Hey, what?" The car, the person's talking to your car, and you're in the house, and the car is like trying to answer, but it can't. So yeah,
Exactly. I love it. Oh, excellent advice. All right, Billy, let us know what you decide. Question: pineapple on donut or pineapple donut?
neither. Sacrilege. I live in Hawaii. Do not disrespect the Napple. No pizzas. None of
Thank
that
you.
weird stuff.
Thank you.
Just no. Like,
Thank you.
man, I will have people come to your house and doom, and then your house catch fire. Never play with the pineapple. It's sacrilegious, okay? We don't appreciate it.
Do you know something? Callie doesn't like pineapple.
I'll accept that. That's okay. But putting it on a pizza, that should get you harmed. It should get you harmed. John, stop it. Stop it, John. I can see it right there. Yes, no. Yes.
Oh,
Juice
no.
is fine. Anybody, Dole Whip Dad's not here today, but anybody that ever comes here and has a pineapple Dole Whip, life-changing experience. It is so delicious. Like ice cream, yes. Drinks, yes. All pizza, no. Donuts, no. How about you? No.
I gotta say, the pineapple I had in Hawaii was freaking amazing. Like
It's
was
so
so
different, right?
Yeah, I was like, wow.
It's the volcanic soil.
So good. Now
That's
I want to
what
go.
it is.
When are we booking a trip to hang out with Doc in Hawaii?
Let's go. Let's go. To the
M3,
Batmobile.
welcome to the family. Okay, so those of you
Hey, M3.
who are not part of the family, then you don't know what you get. When you join the family, you get access to behind the scenes content. You get Q&As that are clipped off, right? So we don't keep the Q&As during the streams on the show. We clip those off, and then those are member only content for the replay. And you get your name in the credits, which we're about to see. Are you ready to wrap this baby up and dance it out?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, everybody go subscribe to youtube.com/DocRock. He's amazing. He's got you covered when it comes to audio stuff. Definitely watch the videos that we put out this week about mics. We've got you covered. Let's wrap this donut up. Thank you for the clarification today. Here we
Oh,
go.
you guys are killing me. Wrap the donut up.
Say bye, Doc.
Bye.